Hello, my name is Samuel Mensah, and I'm the developer behind GovLens. So just a brief background on what GovLens is and what it seeks to do. Um, so basically, I realized that currently, when it comes to reporting issues to MPs in particular, what we currently have is people going on social media and tagging MPs, and there are so many complaints being made, but usually, the struggle from the side of the NPS basically making out the real issues from the noise. So governance seeks to basically create a platform which ensures that issues reported go directly to the MP. First off, they are and verified with evidence to add credibility to the issues being reported. And also at the same time, citizens are able to track the NP's actions in real time and see progress on issues. Um, so GovLens seeks to also make transparent the work of the MPs. So also from the perspective of the MP, GovLens seeks to also provide tools and features to basically help make sense out of the data which is gotten from all issues reported, and it's also able to see its approval rating in real time. And basically, with all that information and data, it makes it easier for them to execute tasks, which eventually helps fix issues. Right. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to log in as a user. So using any of the accounts previously created. So let's say Amina. Right. So the first thing that a citizen sees when he or she logs in is first off, they're able to see issue tracker, which shows all issues reported within his or her constituency. In this case, Amina is able to see all issues reported in her constituency. And she's also able to report the issue. There's a heat map which gives more context with regards to where issues are reported, and basically you get a heat map which appears in the form of blobs around. Um, so that would take a bit of time to load. Um, okay, so while that loads, let's go to the other tabs as well. So here we have the briefing. So in this case, in this tab, the citizen or member of the or constituent is able to basically see all briefings from the MP. So here, these are some sample briefings here. So now you can see infrastructure updates, and you can see community safety dialogue. So basically anything the MP wants to communicate directly to his constituents, they are able to see on this tab as well. Um, and also, they get to see a profile of their MP. So when you click in at a glance, they'll be able to see the approval rating, the issues the MP has been able to resolve, the average response days or response time, and also the issues and their sector distribution. So obviously, you can see that there's a higher percentage or a higher percentage of all the issues here seems to be in the roofs sector. Right. So like I said, the heat map here basically visualizes all the issues reported. So you see on this map, you should get the issues here. So basically, you have this visualization which shows the blob. So for example, um, In this area, you can see that majority of the issues reported seems to be centered around here. And you can click to get more details on the issue. So this basically picks every issue in the issue chart and visualizes it on the minimap. So at a glance, you can see you get a lot of idea, or you get an idea about the distribution of the issues around your constituency. And the color coding here basically shows that the highest number of issues is concentrated around here. So moving across red towards yellow. So the more yellow the color, the lesser issues available. The more red, the highest concentration of issues. Right. Um so basically this is what the citizen sees when he or she logs in. So now let's try reporting. So let's say we want to report poor road. So let's say poor road. uh, Let's say poor road here. And just to add a little description, we will say poor road at my junction. So here you have two options of when it comes to classifying the issue your, I mean, the category or sector your issue falls under. So you can basically rely on the AI, which basically runs a classification inference and is able to auto classify the. Okay, so unfortunately, it looks like my Docker image seems to have gone down. Anyway, so here in cases like this, then you have the options of just manually selecting. Now, interesting thing here is the AI is also able to pick up on the fact that there are similar issues that have been reported. So you realize that just in the background, we have road bad, poor road, all within the same vicinity. So here it says GovLens found nearby reports with overlapping wording or routing. You can still submit if your case has new evidence, new location, or more urgent updates. Okay, so basically these six to just hint you, just make you aware that the issue you are about to report seems to have already been reported. So in this case, you can decide to stop or proceed. So in this case, let's proceed. And the next step for us will be to select the location and address. So let's say FedEx, and then here we'll pick a zone. So um, the zone basically means for a constituency like Iowa, so West Ward 1, you have Jolu, Abelempe, Airport, Residential, Congo. So basically the areas. So since we're talking about FedEx, which is the Airport West, we see Airport Residential. So again, it was able to pick up on the fact that same location, and there are two separate issues all reporting the same thing, right? Also, this pin location just helps to navigate and just give us real time coordinates of the actual location. Um, so just to clarify, I'm currently using I'm not using Google Maps, so accuracy is a bit off. But as an MV, this works just fine. Also, as an added layer of verification, of evidence, we want all the issues reported to have some evidence attached. So in this case, you are expected to add multiple, you can add multiple images, but in this case, I'll just add one and submit. So as soon as you are done, you get a notification or a verification that your issues have been successfully reported. So now you're able to see it here listed among all the issues that have been previously reported. So by clicking on it, there's a closer look of what's basically shows more details of the issue. You're able to see the location which was selected, and also with the routing context, basically the AI is able to add some context to the issue. So, for example, it's able to predict the likely authority for handling and basically makes the observation or basically establishes the oversight owner, in this case, which is the MP for Ayawaso West Ward 1. And you have um, the committee. So all this is the AI basically matching issues to committees and authorities, which is good. And so in this case, you also have a thread where people can, drop comments. So let's drop one. Let's say um, has been very bad for 2 years now. So basically, any other citizen who opens the issue tracker can click on an issue and also add comments to any of the issues. So with this done, also you have this tab that helps filter. So you want to know all the reported issues. You want to know the ones that have been acknowledged, the ones in progress, the ones pending verification, the ones that have been verified to be have been resolved, and the ones that have been reopened, and all that. So this so far is this is what the citizen has in terms of features for now. So now you're going to log out of Amina, and then we will log in as MP. So in this case, we are expected to log into the dashboard of the MP. So as an MP, this is what you see. So let's say every day you go to your office, you want to look or get a breakdown of what's going on in your constituency in terms of issues being reported and also how rampant the issues are when it comes to the distribution across sectors. So at a glance, you're able to have a status mix. Basically, a very at a glance, this does a good job of telling you how much or what percentage of issues have been reported, in progress, verified, resolved, and also pending verification. Yeah, which is this blue does here. So it's interactive. You can click just to have a feel and have closer look of um what is going on. So yes, so this is also the same thing, basically telling you the issues across sectors. Um, yeah. So as an MP, you're also able to know your approval rating in real time. You're able to know the issues you have open, your resolution rates, your average day response, and also in terms of the issues that are of high priority at a glance. And the most important feature here is the AI for this dashboard of the MP, we're able to create a to-do list of some sort for the MP. So out of all these issues and all these analytics that has been done behind the scenes, what does it need to still do? What are the priorities basically? So in this case, it gets a very quick to-do list, and you notice that mostly the issues of highest priorities are all listed here. So you have some issues here. So review critical sanitation and infrastructure issues in Ayawaso West Ward 1. You have verify cases pending citizen validation and reach out to reporters. So these are a few action items that the MP can follow and also cross check. When it's done, just mark it off the list. It's just something to make the work of the MP a bit easier and also help track what is really going on in his constituency. So that's just by the way. So then you may have asked, so where would the MP be able to see all the issues? So when you scroll down, you have a nice table here with all the issues reported, their status, their zones, and also the votes. The most important factor which determines um, whether an issue is rated high priority or not has to do with upvotes. So in the case of a citizen, you have your issue tracker. You can go there and actually upvote. So the more upvotes an issue gets, they are rated of highest priority. So that basically communicates to the MP that okay, I mean obviously there's more response or more votes on this issue, which suggests it's of high importance. So that is what is being used to rank in terms of um, priority. So this was the issue we just reported. So yeah, you're able to see. Okay, so it's also able to notice the comments that Amina Ibrahim also posted here. So when you go to the action tab, he can write, just give an update to the citizen saying maybe we are on the job or something like this. So you can publish a response because the official response published. So just to quick for demo purposes, I will switch this to so assuming in the case where the issue is fixed, instead of having a fixed status or maybe completed status, the MP can only say pending verification because then again you want to put the power back into the hands of the citizens, right? So we have had issues of MPs or ministers saying this has been fixed, but then later on we realize it's not fixed as well as we thought, or not fixed at all. So we put the power back into the hands of the citizens, and it's still in their hands to actually confirm or verify some of these claims. So with that done, also one of the things the MP can do is to assign to staff. So in the future, we hope to build it out nicely so the MP should be able to add office staff and then basically assign and have a full issue management um, system embedded here. So that's something we are looking at adding later on. Also, you can add a resolution. So let's say road fixed, please verify. So with this done, you can just click save case changes, and then we can see in real time the pending verification. That's now the new status. Uh, so just to also show you, so also the MP also has a heat map tab where basically what we saw. Um, we can also see some of the issues on the map. So you can see the heat map. So basically what the citizens are able to see in terms of issue concentration geographically, the MP needs it even more. And in this case, also able to zoom in and explore further. Um, the MP also has a place where he can make briefings. Okay, so the MP can come in and also make briefings, official briefings. And when that is done, the citizens are able to start on their briefings tab as well. Now, with all that we have said so far, one of the most important features for the MP is the analytics dashboard. This is extremely important. So, with the AI feature for these projects, the main focus here is basically make sense out of all the data that we derive from the you know the issues reported. So we have AI insights. So AI is able to process all the text, I mean all the issues, and then give the MP some insight. So obviously, so here at a glance, it says three recent road issues came in during the current 14-day window, right? And in this case, obviously, we reported four road, repeated that three times, which we even saw when we tried reporting another a third road issue. So obviously, it's able to communicate to the end. Okay, there seems to be a lot of pressure when it comes to roads, right? And also here you can see another insight saying issue demand is steady. So the current forecast suggests roughly 5 reports over the next 7 days. So this insight is basically working with the forecast. So here I using prophets to do forecast. So if you see this yellowish hue here, this forecast, this. The one in black is basically the observed issues that have been detected within the last few days here. And basically it's basically projecting and forecasting the number of issues likely to be reported within this window. And also here the MP is able to see his performance across zones. So the red, so in East Legon, all three issues are unresolved. At airport residentials, we have 6 issues, and it looks like one issue is resolved, 6 are unresolved. Okonglo has all three not resolved. Roman Ridge, two not resolved. So at a glance, just by going by the red and green, it's obvious in this case that Mr. John DeMello has a lot of work to do. Right. So going down, so also we can see since roads being the highest issues so far, we can see the distribution across the zones. So you can see across each specific area. So Roman Ridge has 2 roads issue. Agbelinke has 1 road issue, and Airport Residential also has three road issues. So we have the evidence trail. So like I mentioned earlier, this evidence trail basically tells the MP that okay, so all that I've said, basically in the from the perspective of the AI, is remember I made mention of roads being high pressure or being a sector that is currently high or in high right. So when you look at all the issues, roads seems to be of high importance here. And the evidence show is basically saying that okay, so all that data you just read is because of these reports, right? So you can also click again and even have a closer look at the issues. Right. So the analytics dashboard is extremely important here, extremely important for the MP. So in the future, what we seek to do is um take away the work of the MP to interpret these graphs. So basically, the goal is to have an assistant, an agentic assistant in here to interpret all this data either by voice or by text. So basically, take away the extra work of the MP in interpreting of the graphs and all that. So that is in the pipeline, and hopefully, you I should be able to implement that in the next iteration. Also, the MP is able to also see his um, profile as well. Okay, so back to the dashboard. Now, the MP was able to update the status to pending verification. So now the citizen is required to verify. So now we need to log out and then we log back in as Amina. Since she was the original poster or reporter of the issue. So in this case, Amina should be able to look, I mean, obviously in the real world, she's be able to verify that okay, the road has actually been fixed. So in here, maybe you can drop a comment and say, good job, MP. Road is finally fixed. So I post those comments and then you can confirm fixed. Okay, so we can see a thread. Obviously, they show you the timeline of actions. Issue was reported, a comment was made on the issue, MP reassure that you're on the job. MP fix the route, verify that, and also ask citizens to verify. Citizen verified and also drop the notes thanking the MP for the job well done. So the main flow of the platform, reporting issues, MP fixing issue, updating status, citizen verifying the issues, MP having an analytics dashboard which gives him more information in regards to what is going on in his constituency. So think so far that that's like the main feature of the main or the core uh, feature of the platform GovLens. So also I think one more thing to show is the signing up flow. So to sign up, a user clicks sign up. And another thing I'm very careful on when working on this was obviously you wouldn't want just any random person to say I'm an MP and register. So we are hoping somewhere in the pipeline, hopefully when this should go live, there should be a verification or MPID verification, which hopefully gets integrated into this. So the MP just enters his ID and that's his O2, which is used to verify his claim to be an MP. But so far, currently, we are going to work with a whitelist. So hopefully, an MP who wants to try gets invited and is able to enter his invite code, and that is used to verify. And yeah, so he is able to select his party, his phone number, his term, and even enter his biography. And yeah, so that was the main sign up process. So let's say citizen. So the citizen, so let's say gifty Asari. So maybe gifts at example. Let's see. Um, so here we can pick maybe Greater Accra. Um, see assignment. Uh, so polyglot and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can save this and yeah. So in this case, you don't currently have any MP registered in that constituency. But yeah, so thank you for the opportunity. Hopefully, I see you again in the next round. Thank you very much.